Tuesday Night Tech Show contains adult language, adult situations, excessive alcohol consumption, and a completely drunk live chat room. Listening to the show may cause side effects, such as dry mouth, hallucinations, nausea, oily discharge, mild insomnia, hives, memory loss, facial pain, urinary retention, excessive thirst, tremors, unusual sexual urges, and possible sudden death. Please listen with caution and consult your physician if you begin to experience any of these side effects.
Ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, grab a cold beer and prepare yourselves to listen to the worst podcast ever to come out of upstate New York. It's the Tuesday Night Tech Show. And now, here are your hosts, Mark H. Delps and Bill Dr. Seuss Susie.
Oh my God, you're so loud. Welcome to the Tuesday Night Tech Show for Tuesday, December 4th, broadcasting live on Ustream.tv every week at 9 p.m. Eastern Time with your hosts, Dr. Seuss, coming in loud.
Mr. X, Mark Hamburglar Delphs.
This is show number 27. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Wow. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What an intro.
Hamburglar. Yes, Hamburglar.
What an intro.
Yeah!
Thank you. So here we are again, show number 27. Nobody's sick this week except your kids, right?
My kids are sick, yes.
Yeah, I heard about that. What's going on over there?
Well, we had the common cold, and the doctors think the little one may have Kaki virus.
Kaki virus. That's a real thing, isn't it?
So basically, she turns into a redneck at 12.
Oh,
so that's the only thing
you have to explain what Kaki is. Nobody knows what that is.
Well, Kaki virus. Actually, there's a town in upstate New York that's called Kaki. That's what it is. There's actually
we're pretty close to
came
them,
maybe
right?
from the jail. Maybe?
We're pretty close.
I'm guessing. Do Wikipedia on Kaki. Some people call it Coxsaki, but that's a different thing. That's in Germany or something like that. So apparently, if you get the Kaki virus, like your throat can get really red, and you get blisters all in your mouth. And babies get blisters on the bottoms of their feet and their hands, like the fleshy parts of your hands and your feet. And she only has a few of those things, but she's got a really sore throat, so she's very unhappy.
It's pretty weird though. Like, was that a virus that only comes from Kaki? I mean, what if you have it in California?
They actually found out that when the virus first came out, they actually traced it back to this one person in Kaki, New York, and that's why they call it the Kaki virus.
That's about what, like an hour from here? Not even.
Probably about an hour and a half.
Yeah, we're upstate New York. We're pretty close to Kaki. It's spelled weird. It's like Coxaxaxi.
Yeah, it's like Coxscsk.
It's really weird. I don't know.
Coxsaki. Mm-hmm.
We have a couple of things to talk about in the opening banter, I like to call it. First of all, let me get the music cued here. We have a couple birthdays to all the special people in the chat room. Ellie. She's in there.
37 years old.
37 years old. She's one of the corner pillows of the chat room. Her birthday, I think, was last week. We're a little bit late. And Kyle, our friend Kyle, not Didabilo.
Carl.
Our friend Carl, otherwise known as Kyle. It's his birthday, December 1st. Anybody else in the chat room have a birthday? So we can get all this out of the way right now? Nobody? Last chance. Nope, nobody. So there you go. You want to call out the people in the chat room while we're talking about the chat room? Or did you just die? Are you dead? Are you listening? What are you doing?
Yeah.
You want to do the shout room? The call out. The chat room. Shout room.
We have some new people this week. We have Clown Boy.
Clown Boy is on there.
FC Computers or
Phone's
FCC
ringing. I'm not sure
Computers.
why. Who's calling me at 10 o'clock? But you know what? I'm not going to answer it. So there you go.
Loudwater. I think that's new. Merlick. Natasha-1.
Natasha's there.
Rajan, Steve G, Twerk,
Twerks in there, Mind Weapon.
And a new one from Ustream 618724 divided by 12.
Pillow Girl's in there, Moth to Flame, of course, Mind Weapon. Everybody's in there. ILE's in there. Dr. Seuss is in there for some strange reason. Summit's in there. Tybee Guy's in there. You know what? I hope that's not my wife trying to call the show. I swear to God.
Hi, what are you doing?
I'm going to
I
flip
was just
out.
curious.
If I find out that she was just calling this house with all the kids asleep, I'm going to flip out. I'll tell you right now. She knows I'm recording right now.
You should hear Mark flip out. He's like, hey, you should really not do that.
So happy birthday to Ellie and Carl. There you go. Don't you have a little something to talk about? Something you bought for yourself for Christmas?
Oh, yes, that's right. I actually, is that Cyber Monday? Or Gay Thursday or something like that?
Gay Thursday. Cyber Monday is the Monday after Black Friday when everybody does their online ordering.
I honestly don't even know. But have you ever heard of like Woot.com?
Yes, of course.
WOOT.com.
I've never bought anything, but I've heard of it.
I never go on there. I've purchased like 3 things. Remember those frog things that you put for the water?
Up your ass? What?
No.
Oh, leek frogs. I have one downstairs. Leek frog.
Yeah, leek frogs. So when you take a leak, the frog goes ribbit or something like that. So I bought one of those off of there for like $2 for a pack of 2. You put them in your basement. If the water touches it, it sounds an alarm. So you know
awesome. I got one down there too. Yeah.
So Cyber Monday or Woot or whatever the hell day it was they had and I actually never go to the site. I just happened to be on the line. I happened to just see it somewhere, and I bought. You know what? You've heard of a Roomba, right?
Yes, I have. Roomba.
Roomba is a little robot that vacuums the floor, right? I bought the next generation of it, which is called a Scuba, which actually goes ahead and actually mops the floor. So I got that as a gift for our house, and yes, there's actually a video of my Scuba on TuesdayNightTech.com.
2 T's.
And it's absolutely fascinating. It's the thing is amazing. It'll zip along. You know, it starts in the center, kind of goes around in a circle, and then it kind of like shoots out and hits a wall, and then from there it just kind of hits back and forth, all over the place, and it goes over the floor like 4 or 5 times. It basically sweeps everything up, and then goes ahead and mops it up. It will, there's like a cleaning solution, and then you go ahead and it actually goes through a drying mode. Although the drying mode I don't think really works that well this time of year because it's kind of so cold. I
was about to ask you, in the video, if you look very closely, it looks like the floor is wet in a lot of spots as you're seeing it go by.
It's very, very wet. At that point in time, when you see that part of the video, it just started. It kept going for like another 45 minutes after that.
How long does the battery last before it dies?
I haven't had. Well, I actually, being impatient, I didn't let it. I didn't let it charge long enough. I want you to charge it for like 16 hours or some ridiculous thing like that. So from there, I let it charge for like 8 hours. So the battery died halfway through cleaning it. But after I've let it charge, it goes and goes and goes. The thing takes it cleans my living room area. Because what happens? I pulled up all the rugs in my house and I put hardwood floors down. Mm-hmm. So it actually goes ahead and it cleaned the living room and then actually went to my computer room where you see where my new desk is built, and it did that whole thing in like 45 minutes. And
does it go over?
It's clean.
Does it go over the bumps? Like, is there bumps between the rooms?
If there's a minor bump, it'll go over the minor bumps. But there's a larger bump that is actually from our dining room into our living room, and it kind of hangs over there. And there's like a sensor that tells it, oh my God, you're going to go fall down the stairs, and it kind of stops and it turns back around and goes the opposite direction.
I was going to say also in the video, I noticed it's sitting and spinning in one place for like no good reason. It'll just stop and spin around 3 times. What's that all about?
Yeah. Well, that's what it does. It'll hit like something and then it'll stop, and what it does is it starts like almost like the only thing I can think of is like the shell of a snail. It starts small and then goes out and goes around in a circle to a larger circle. It does that until it hits something, and then from there it starts to calculate how big the room is and figures out the best way to clean it.
The chat room wants to know: does it dock itself to recharge the battery, or do you have to plug it in?
No, well, because this thing has water in it, you have to actually put the water in, take it out. So it doesn't have the Roomba actually has a dock where it does that. But the Scuba, because you have to actually manually put the water in and put the cleaning solution, you have to dump the shitty water out. So you kind of have to manually do it. You can't. It doesn't have a docking station like that.
Yep. Clown Boy's saying you don't have to waste money on a robot for that, by the way. I think he just means get your wife to do it.
Right.
I also wanted to ask a question. Are you going to be videotaping when the floor is wet and you come home drunk and you slide across the floor and smash through the window? Are you going to be videotaping that too? Because that's really what I want to see. So
yeah, that's the next one, the next video.
Be like,
but there's a video
Roomba,
on
Scuba.
TuesdayNightTech.com,
and
the video is very special because it's from the view of the actual Scuba, so you have to see it. It's not your typical I'm going to film this robot thing. It's from the view of the robot.
Yeah, what he did is he took his video camera and he put it on top of the Roomba or the Scuba, and it rides along. Yeah. You can actually look. It's pretty cool. It's a good video. So TuesdayNightTech.com with 2 T's. Scroll down, you'll see the video. It's a funny little video. So some sad news.
I'll put the link in here.
Sad news for me, that is Evel Knievel died this week during our between the week off that we've had. So Evel Knievel, one of my personal favorite heroes of all time, is dead. That man partied like you would never even comprehend. When he made his money, he was like making millions of dollars, and that was in the 70s. This man partied like you just wouldn't even comprehend. He had like amazing sex and drinks and just traveled all over the world. Back then $1 million was a lot of money. It's not like today when you're a millionaire. He was like a billionaire back then. So that's my hero right there, jumping over cars, breaking a few bones.
You should go back in time and just live in the 70s. That was really your era.
I'd love to. I would love to. I swear to God, I remember watching Evel Knievel a couple of times.
They didn't have the AIDS then, though. It would be awesome to be in the 70s.
He partied. If you watch the documentary, I have one here, Evel Knievel. It's a really good movie. It's him doing the movie. And he just talked about how fucking bad he partied and drank, his ass off. He paid for it in the end. Literally, you just can't party like that and break that many bones and, unfortunately, not have health problems. But this one's for Evel Knievel, show number 27. He's dead. Go on. Move on.
Goodbye. Moving on. Okay, next.
We should have a Deadpool. We should start a Tuesday Night Tech Deadpool. I would have had him, I think, for this year.
No, really?
Yeah.
I would have never guessed him.
Yeah, he was definitely on his way out. He did. His final commercial was for one of those little. When you go to the supermarket and they have the little motorcycles that you ride around in the shopping mall. You know what I mean?
Oh,
like
really?
the little 3-wheelers.
Yeah.
That was his final commercial. He did. He had like the Evel Knievel jacket on and his white hair and the big glasses.
Hey kids!
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
gonna show Ponies next boxes.
$20 million, Tybee guy says, for doing the rocket jump. He jumped over Snake River Canyon. $20 million for that. So there you go. That's my final. That's my final note for the night.
My final offer.
That's my final offer. Hey, Chris Perla's wife was on Ustream last night. Did you catch that?
Fonzie?
Yeah, not Fonzie.
Hey.
Not Fonzie. Potsy. one of those characters from Happy Days. I'm not sure.
I will tell you this. So I saw the video of her, and I have to say that she's a beautiful woman. I'm actually kind of shocked.
Absolutely.
She's kind of hot.
Yep. So our friend Chris Perillo, who loves us so much, his wife was doing her own little her own little thing on Ustream last night. I was very impressed.
She looks like a very beautiful, beautiful woman.
If you want to see me breaking into her video, go to TuesdayNightTech.com and you'll see a short picture of me sneaking into her video. So there you have it. So you want to get the show on the road here, or what's the story?
Let's get it started.
Why don't you tell?
We should have that song playing like when we get done with small talk.
Which song?
That song. Let's get it started.
Let me see if I have it. Why don't you explain to them what the show's about for the new people?
For the new people, the Tuesday Night Tech Show is an alcohol-fueled show with 2 guys who talk about technology, injecting humor and other various farts and burps, and we try to give you some real info. Basically, we surf the web, find cool technology, sometimes stories, and provide you with some mildly entertaining and other information.
Very mild. We try to make it fun. We try to pick products of the week, stupid products. And,
stupid. It's a stupid show. It's our excuse for not being able to go out to the bars.
Yeah, we exactly say that every week, that this is just an excuse to sit in our attic, in our garage, and hide from our wives, and make it a big deal, and get drunk. And that's what we're drinking. I'm drinking Heineken out of a mini keg, $20 for this little thing, so it better work. What are you drinking again for the podcast?
I'm finishing off my last of the Miller Lights that's been sitting in the fridge here in the garage for a while.
Excellent. As you podcast listeners may or may not know, this show is done live every week. So every week you need to come here Tuesday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Come to the chat room. How many people are in there right now?
Right now, the chat room has. Well, does it tell you how many people?
Yeah, on Colloquial, there's about 20, or there's about 33 in my
33 members in the chat room. You have 45 viewers. I have 25 viewers. So we've got a pretty rocking show. We got a lot of people this week, and we're ready to get it started.
All right, we're getting it started. You want to start first?
Love Yingling.
You always start first. Don't wreck
How about
the show,
this
Gene.
news? How about this information here? Did you hear about the unfortunate misprint? Now this has happened before. It actually happened with, I believe, Disney, where Linksys had a technical support number, and the number was incorrectly typed, and it was to a phone sex hotline. So 1-800-425-5797 is the wrong number. It actually is a phone sex number. So when you want to get your when you're downloading porn and want to listen to some kind of fun stuff, you can call that number. And apparently the actual number, for those Linksys people out there who've been struggling with this, like, hi baby, yeah, listen, I can't get my IP address. Yeah, so what do you want to do with your router? You know, I mean, you can actually call 1-800-326-7114, and that's the actual customer support number for the Linksys.
We should figure that out on the post show. I'll call it because I got some Skype credit left, so we'll call it if you remind me to do it on the post show. I'm not going to do it now, but I'll call it on the post show so everybody can hear it. See what happens. Just a quick shout out in the chat room.
Apparently, actually, it looks like they actually scooped up the number and they actually own that number now.
Oh, so you can't call it anymore?
Yeah. So there's no more sexy time for you.
No. Just a quick shout out in the chat room. Brian Skin FX is in there. You know who that is?
No.
That's Just Julie's brother all the way from Hawaii. He actually is calling in or visiting us from Hawaii. What time is it there in Hawaii, Brother Brian? He used to come on the show all the time on the Mr. X and Just Julie show. He used to call in. We used to try to make him do funny stuff. It's dawn. 5:30 p.m. It's 5:30 p.m. in Hawaii, everybody, just so you know.
Oh, that's nice.
There you have it. My first story, let me copy the link. And for the podcast listeners, you can come to the show live, and you can see these things in real time. But for the live people that are here right now, here's a link coming in the chat room. This is sure enough to get your ass fucking beat up pretty quickly. This is called the Yamaha Bobby, and this is an internet and a scooter inside of a briefcase. And if you look at your chat room now, you will see the link for this thing. This is a fold-up scooter. Apparently it's motorized, I guess, somehow. I don't know how this is done, but it's got internet functionality on it, and it's a fold-up scooter that you put in a briefcase. So I guess if you really want to get your ass beat...
I think I've seen that before.
Yeah, this is it features various internet functionality yet to be determined. So I don't know what is it got, a built-in little Wi-Fi router?
That link is totally wrong, by the way.
Is it? What does it go to?
It just goes to like a generic site that just has shit on it.
Okay, give me 1 second. I will give you the real link here.
The sci-fi blog's kind of lame ass. It goes to
Sci-fi
device
tech
up.
is now device. That's right. It's all messed up. But anyway, I'll figure it out. Or maybe I won't. I probably won't because I'm just too lazy. Sounds good. But this is a little Yamaha scooter. And this is sure enough, you don't want to break this thing out on the streets because you'll get killed. If somebody saw you riding down the street with this little tiny scooter that you just took out of a briefcase, you're going to get your ass beat. I'm going to tell you right now. So when these come out, don't buy one. The one thing that I really found funny about this story is, let me read this to you quote by quote. Perhaps the greatest aspect of the vehicle is that it's turned on via cell phone using Sony's, and I quote, fellatio function. It's spelled F-E-L, F-E-L.
It doesn't start, man.
F-E-L-I-C-A. Doesn't that spell fellatio? Fellatio function, a contactless IC card technology currently in use by many Japanese train ticket systems. So apparently all these people in Japan are giving each other fellatio when they want to get in the train. I don't know. That's my first story.
Do you know the secret password?
Fellatio. Go Sony, go. Fellatio technology.
Go Sony, go.
Go ahead, it's your story.
Betamax or whatever the hell they invented that doesn't work. This is an interesting thing. Have you ever heard of the theory of the red shirt treatment?
Never. I have no idea what that is.
Apparently, in the old Star Trek, now I'm not a Star Trek guy, so you have to forgive me.
I have no idea.
Apparently, if you actually watch Star Trek, if you go to this one site, there's this thing where like Spock, Captain Kirk, and McCoy always they download, or what is that called? They
when they beam back and forth.
They beam themselves down to a planet, and they always brought some guy with them. It was always like he's an ensign, ensign. He's like the guy who's like learning to be somebody, but he's always wearing a red shirt, and he's always the person who dies. So like in every single like Star Trek episode where they have like somebody that gets beamed down to a site, the guy with the red shirt always dies, and he's always some no-name guy. And you can see him, like you actually, there's a video on this one site. There's a YouTube video from this one website where they actually go through it and they show you where all these people die, and it's just clip after clip of like Spock, Captain Kirk, Dr. McCoy, and then this red shirt guy. And he's always the guy that walks around the corner and gets zapped, or a boulder falls onto him, or he gets turned into a gerbil or something like that. So like there's this whole thing of like you don't want the red shirt treatment because that means that you're pretty much expendable.
The bishop in the chat room, the bishop, right? He's saying it's the low level officer. I think is that the official term for this guy?
The ensign, a low level officer.
Ensign. Yeah. He's saying the Family Guy did a rip on that too.
But apparently, yeah, well, like it's been around for quite some time. There's a whole big huge thing about getting the red shirt treatment and giving people red shirts and all this other stuff. So it's something I didn't know anything about it, but it was a fascinating read. But this one video clip, it goes through I think it actually goes through like every single Star Trek episode where there's actually a red shirt guy, and you always see that they show the guy showing up. He goes to like the bridge, and then 5 seconds later he's dead.
I just never watched the Star Trek show. I like the movies. I really like Wrath of Khan is like my favorite Star Trek movie. It's a great movie. I've never watched the shows. I don't understand the show. It's like different. It's not the same for some reason.
Well, this is the original Star Trek. This is,
I know. I never watched it. In the movies,
I used to hate it. I remember it would be like space to find right there. I'd be like, I'm going to bed. I never watched it as a kid.
I never understood it. I just never got into it. I like Star Wars. I just never liked Star Trek, except for the movies. I like the Star Trek movies. That's about it.
When I was a kid, I just got really irritated by Spock. I just don't know what it was about him. He's not emotional, but he's kind of creepy.
You know where I like Spock? Do you remember what's the show that he did? The chat room's going to help me for a second here.
Oh, Nimoy?
Yeah, Nimoy. He did the real show. What was the real show?
In Search Of.
What? In Search Of. My dad used to make me watch that. I love that show. That scared the crap out of me, man. When I was like little, we were like, what, 6 or 7 when that show was on?
Oh, yeah.
5 or 6? That show used to scare the crap out of me. With the music playing in the background. They're always looking for Bigfoot or some crap like that. That show was great.
Yeah, they always had the Bigfoot, the Big Show, the Bigfoot video where he's like, I'm walking in the woods.
It's the same video they played over and over again.
Yeah, over and over again.
All right.
And the Loch Ness Monster where it's like a cardboard thing, cardboard
exactly, fake. I'm sure everybody's going to yell at me and scream at me, but you know what? I got to play some theme music for this next story. So.
Oh no!
No, you better shut your mouth. Shut your mouth.
It's a Kit toaster. That's the next thing.
Everybody knows what time it is. It is now time for my Knight Rider Corner here on Tuesday Night Tech, which every week I do a little story about Knight Rider.
Knight Rider toaster. That's a show title right there.
One of my favorite Knight Rider toaster. Let me write that down real quick so we don't forget it. Who did that? Who did that title? So I know.
I did that.
Oh, you did that? Okay, so there's your first. So here's the Knight Rider story of this week. Did you guys get that link right there? Yes, Knight Rider again, Ellie. I'm sorry. It's my favorite show. For some reason, they just want to wreck this Knight Rider show coming up. They're going to do...
For some reason, we have no idea why they want to wreck it, because it's going to be a cinematic masterpiece!
This movie that they're going to redo could have been really good, but already they're fucking it up. And let me tell you, this is the first story. They're not going to use the fucking Firebird this year. They're going to use a Shelby Ford Mustang.
They're going to use a 63 Chevette.
Why are they changing the car? There's no reason to change the car, okay? That was the fucking story.
Your movie is totally lame.
They wrecked this movie. Flames. It's not even going to be out for like 2 years.
Metro. Kid, pick me up. I'm sorry, Michael.
My carburetor's dead.
I'm going as fast as I can. I can only go 30 miles an hour, Michael.
Why?
Please hold your horses.
Why are they changing it to a Mustang? What does that have to
Because they
do
hate you.
in any way with the fucking Knight Rider show? It was a Camaro Firebird thing. Why are they going to switch it to a Mustang? God damn it. And there's no Michael Knight. He's not going to supposedly be in there. We don't know if he is or not.
It's Michael Day. Hi, I'm Michael Day. I'm here with my good car kit. It's a Chevy Pinto.
Why are they changing the car? Do you have an official?
Crime.
Do you have any word as to why they're changing the car? Why would you do that? Why would you change the car?
Because they probably couldn't get the rights to the actual car. Like somebody probably owns the rights to the kit car.
You know what
so
else?
They won't allow.
I'm gonna get maligned in the chat room for this too. Remember the show Viper? I used to love that show too. That was like Knight Rider. Remember the show Viper?
No way.
You don't remember that show? Or
No way.
No way. Like it wasn't a good show.
I'd never seen it.
It was Knight Rider, but it was with the Viper, and that was the name of the show. It was called Viper, and the car like morphed into this cool, crazy transformer-like Viper car. So there you go.
Gay.
Viper rocked right there. Brian just helped me out in the chat room.
Who? Yeah. He's related to you. All right,
Well,
dude.
I know he's. Oh, Street Hawk. I remember Street Hawk. Was that a motorcycle? Remember Street Hawk?
Gay. Move on.
Move on. I'm sorry. I just had to get my Knight Rider corner out.
How about this mistake? I'm going to put the post into the chat room. There's a airline called Spirit Airlines, and they have a new kind of a new promotion going on, which is called Many Islands Low Fares.
Many Island Low Fares. Okay, I got you.
So they have a logo in there that I just pasted the link in the chat room. What does that come out to be if you just go with just like the acronym? Many Islands Low Fares. MILF.
Oh. All right, that's a show title right there too. Many Islands Low Fares. I'm using it. Many Islands.
I don't know if sarcasm is in there yet, but I told him I was going to tell him about
I'm
that.
sitting there like trying to really break it down, like
So Spirit Airlines is trying to get you to board their flights, man. So that's one way to go.
Wow. I also learned instead of MILFs, did you learn the word cougars? There's another word for cougars.
Well, that's an older one. I
didn't know that. I never heard about that before.
I can remember like I can't even remember who it was, but I remember being a younger kid and having like either my stepmother or somebody say, she's nothing but one of those cougars, like it's like a hot mom type thing.
I never heard that. I heard it on 30 Rock, but I heard it before that the other night. And I'm like, cougars. I know what MILF is, but I don't know. Did MILF come? MILF didn't come from American Pie, did it? They just used it, but it didn't come from that, did it?
No, I don't think it came from that. I think that's an old thing. But I've heard cougars before, like an old thing of cougars.
Yeah, they said on 30 Rock. So if you're a 30 Rock fan, they just said it like in the last show or two. So, yeah. All right, was that your story?
They're bringing sexy backs.
So will you fly in this airline? Are you?
Oh, absolutely! I can't wait. I love MILFs.
All right,
I love Many Islands Low Fares.
Okay, let me bring my story up here. I will post the link into the glorious chat room. Look at all these people in the chat room. They're just amazing. Glorious. You guys are amazing. We cannot do this show without you live, beautiful people in there. So here's a new link for you. And I'm going to quote this. Staring at boobs daily prolongs men's life by 5 years. Science says so.
I'm going to be 180 years old.
Science says so.
Yes.
So there you go. Just 10 minutes of staring at the charms of a well-endowed female, such as Baywatch actress Pamela Lee, is equivalent to a 30-minute aerobic workout, says author Dr. Karen Weatherby, a gerontologist. What is a gerontologist?
Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I was actually at the mall recently, yes. And I was exhausted. I had to go home and take a nap.
What's a gerontologist? Chat room, anybody?
I don't know, but I just want to be that guy.
If only I want
to study the study of boobs.
If only the women. But that was a girl. It's Dr. Karen. Can we get her on the show to talk about this?
I want to see her boobs.
Dr. Karen, we can't even talk to you right now because we're staring at your boobs. We have no idea what you're saying, but I increased my life by 5 years just by having Dr. Karen on the show. So we need to figure out what a gerontologist does. Gerontologist.
You can't even spell it right, so you'll never figure it out.
Gerontologist. Where's our friend, our doctor friend? Is he in there?
Yeah, no, I don't see Dr. Pennybacker at all. I think
he would know
broken
what
up.
it is. Oh, it's a doctor specializing in the elderly. That's great.
Well, I looked at her boobs and, well, I feel young again.
Here we go. Thanks to Pillow Girl, it's the study of aging in humans. It's distinguished from geriatrics, which is a branch of the medicine that studies the diseases of the elderly. So it's basically an old doctor.
Saggy.
A doctor of the old, I guess.
Old doctor.
So, Dr. Seuss, we need to stare at more we have to stare at more doctors.
With boobs.
We need to stare at more doctors' boobs, I guess. If we want to live
Staring
longer.
at doctors' boobs.
We can get 5 more years out of the show. I swear, right there. From staring at boobs. So
I know that with that new information, I'm going to be 180 years old.
There you go. And chat room, if there's any women in there, which I know there are,
right.
If you want the show to keep going on for 5 more years, please send the breast pictures to breasts@tuesdaynightTech.com.
Preferably your own breasts.
Yes.
We don't want
not old people.
Breasts of cougars. That'd be fine too.
That's fine. It's all you.
Did you hear that a Beijing restaurant was serving Wikipedia?
They were serving it like food?
Yeah, stir-fried Wikipedia. And there's a stir-fried Wikipedia with pimentos and steamed eggs with Wikipedia. So apparently they
what
have no
are
idea
you
what
talking
Wikipedia
about?
means.
Please elaborate, because nobody has any idea what you're talking about.
Apparently there's a restaurant, and they have like in Beijing, and that's China. And they have the Chinese characters, and then they have a translation underneath there. And apparently, the translation came out to be one happened to be stir-fried Wikipedia and stir-fried Wikipedia with pimentos and steamed egg with Wikipedia. So they're trying to translate what it means in English, and they came up with Wikipedia. So
no, Wikipedia would not translate. That's the word. It wouldn't be a different word in Chinese.
No, I'm just.
Wait, let me ask. Were you drunk when you started that story?
No, I just started today at lunch. There's a link in the chat room. I thought.
Were you drinking at lunch by chance?
I always do.
Okay, just checking.
There's the picture on the chat room. There's actually a picture of the menu. It's almost like those things like where they screw up they screw up the translation. It's almost like the NBA players that get the Chinese tattoos on their arms, and it's like this one means courage, dignity, and fatherhood, and it's actually like I eat babies. Like when you translate it, you ever see that?
That's a weird story. That doesn't seem to be holding water to me for some reason. Not sure about it. I think I demote you a story for that. We haven't really done any products of the week, so let me cue up the product.
You're such an idiot.
The product.
I eat babies. Stop it.
The product of the week. I think I have it right here. This, my friends, let me clear my throat for this and get you guys the link. I know you're all
clear my throat.
You're all clamoring for the link in the chat room. Let me pop it in there. This is a product of the week called the Remote Control Beer Pager, and it's great for forgetful booze hounds, which I am one of. You put your drink in this little coaster or canister kind of thing.
You gotta get off of this blog.sci-fi.com. All your links are broken.
Oh, are you serious? That's not working either?
Yes, they're all broken.
All right, hold on. Try this
one. It goes to the home page.
Hold on. Here we go. Give me 1 second.
You're gonna get demoted from this.
Okay, try that link right there. Try that link. Is it coming in yet? Try that one right there. This is I'll tell you what it is. You don't even need to see the link.
Stupid idiot. There you go.
It's a canister you put your beer into, and you have a little remote control. So literally, if you forget where your beer is, I always do this. Like when we have parties here at the house, I'll have like 5 drinks going on all over the house because I forget where I put them.
There's your problem. See, you don't drink them fast enough. You have no, like when I was at your house last time, I never lost a beer. The beer was just gone.
I always forget my beers, especially if it's summertime and you're out playing games in the yard and stuff. You put a beer down and you come inside.
It was so bad for that one party that we had at your house. I must have had like 8 beers open because we were playing Frisbee.
Exactly.
They're all over the place.
So if you had a beer pager, this is a little remote control. You click the button.
Keep track of the remote. Exactly, Pillow Girl.
Oh, shit. I never thought of that, Pillow Girl. You're going to lose the fucking remote.
You'll probably eat it.
Damn it.
It'll be in your ass or something.
God damn it. Take that story out. I retract that story. Fucking assholes. You're all assholes. Damn it. I thought I had you guys. I thought I had it.
Like my sister, when this first came out, I remember this. I was in college. She bought a thing where it was a huge thing that you put on your keychain, and there's this giant
your
remote that you
keys.
had to get your keys.
Keep talking. I got to refill. I'll have my
The
headphones
first
on.
day she had it, she lost her keys, and then she couldn't find the remote. So it was totally useless. She lost the remote way before she lost the keys. It was impossible. So those things just don't work. So forget that. My theory is that if you're going to lose the beer, you might as well just drink it.
Well, I during my parties,
I think I've
always
offended
beer.
the bishop by burping.
I'll find beer.
Apparently, this is the first time he's been on this show.
Bishop, we burp, we fart, we do everything you're not supposed to do on a podcast. So if this offends you,
Let out your ponytail and relax.
not the show for you. Seriously though, that was my story. So I'm product of the week number 1. It's all you. Balls in your court. I said balls.
He said balls.
Shout button. Hit the shout button.
Okay. Did you?
The bishop had his volume up really loud. That was a problem. Imagine over at his house, he's got like a $10,000 stereo speaker system, and you burp and blow his whole fucking window out.
Fucking cop shop. What the hell's going on?
Go ahead.
Did you hear about the this latest information? And if they did this a couple years ago when we were in college, no way this would happen. But apparently, chimpanzees beat college students on computerized brain test.
I think I heard this on the radio on the way home tonight, but I didn't hear the whole story.
Well, apparently, the game Brain Age, where they you look at a quick look at a batch of numbers, and you have to tap them in numerological order after they're hidden. But apparently, they did this against some chimpanzees and a bunch of college students, and the chimpanzees kicked the college students' asses.
Wow!
And I can tell you, being two people that are in college, we would have lost because we were just drinking all the time. There's just no way we'd be like, what? What? We had no idea. We would have lost too.
Zeph's in the chat room. I was asking about her earlier, seeing where she was. She's in the chat room. Hey, Zeph. Sorry. Cut you off there.
And I wonder where Zero Hero is.
Zero Heroes, no Zero Hero, but we got pretty much everybody rocking the chat room. It's just growing and growing. Don't forget to hit the shout button, lower right-hand corner of both videos. So we're pretty much stupider than chimpanzees, is what you're saying?
Yeah. So the story said with a 0.7 second look, both man and beast are on even ground, but with a 0.4 second or 0.2 second peak, the college kids got owned, completing it 40% of the time compared to the chimps at 80%. That's 50% smarter than we are. So there you have it.
That's too bad. Maybe they can do this show every week and save us a little bit of aggravation, right? So
Maybe
we
they
just
can
sit
figure
up
out
here.
how I can get audio to filter through Skype.
I did it fine. Don't worry about it. My next story, let me make sure I post this in correctly so you don't yell at me again. Let me see if that goes in there real quick.
Oh, I didn't post my link to this thing, did I?
Throw your link up there. This is the world's largest arcade machine. If you look, did that link work, everybody? Can you see that? This is a look at how big this thing is. Can you see the picture?
Yes.
It's a video game, but it's literally, how would you even describe that? It's the largest arcade game in the world. And you have to stand on step ladders to play the game.
I thought this was fake.
No, it's
That's
a real thing. It's a 70-inch screen, and you literally have to get up on a ladder to play this game. So if you walk into an arcade...
So why?
I don't know.
Why?
That's why
do you want to do that?
I wasn't even drunk when I started this story. I just saw it, and I'm like, why would anybody need to do this? And look at the quarter slots. Look how big the quarter slot is. Is that where you put the money to play it? Do you have to have oversized quarters to play the game?
Yeah, like giant quarters, apparently.
How do you play the game? Where do I get the quarters from?
I know.
What's that
You
in
have
the back
change
of her
for
belt?
$1 million? It's probably like $1,000 coin. That's what it is.
Mr. Saggy Pants in there in the picture. I'm not sure what his story is, but they're saying what's on the back of her belt. It's actually a reflection, I think, of light. It's like a plastic belt.
Yeah, I think it's her thong.
So in the chat room, we're actually Brian was asking what the shout button actually does. That just gets us to the front page of Ustream, which brings more people into the show. That's all it does. So hit the shout button, lower right-hand corner.
Well, here. You took a story away from me, so take one here. I'm going to go use the bathroom.
Okay. So I did the world's largest arcade game. See, all these stories, if he's not here, nobody's going to sit there and yell at me. So let's see. I will pick... what should I pick here? I want to do a good one here. I don't want to waste it, because if I do a crappy one... All right. This is not really a great story, but apparently AT&T, everybody knows who AT&T is. They're not going to be doing payphones anymore in 2008. They're not going to do any payphones. There's going to be no more payphones. Apparently, the cost to do payphones is just skyrocketed, which I didn't really think about. But because of cell phones and everything like that, AT&T today revealed that it would leave the public payphone business by the end of 2008, marking the near end of the device in the United States. The carrier points to the rapid growth of the cell phone in recent years as well as other personal communication devices. Are you back?
Wow, that's really boring.
I had to pick a boring story. I don't want to pick a funny story and waste it when you're not there.
I never wash my hands. I don't even wash my hands when I go to the bathroom. It's my own junk that I'm holding.
Really? I didn't want to do a funny story because all the funny story will be wasted if you're out taking a pee. So.
Oh.
I always do boring stories when you're not here. Go ahead. No more payphones, so don't.
Square root of 65 is 32, and as we know, the circumference of the moon is 12.
Look at all these people in the chat room saying there's still payphones. Yes, there's still payphones. Drive down the street. Well,
here's this interesting thing. Let's talk about payphones. I haven't paid my cell phone bill, so they turned me off because we just were stupid. We thought we paid, we didn't, so they got mad at us. So we said, "Fuck you, we're not going to pay it for a little while." So they turned off my phone, and I never make phone calls ever. Nobody calls me. I don't ever use my cell phone ever. Would you know, like, the past, 3 days without the phone, I've been like, oh, my God, I make a call. I've tried to make phone calls on the fucking phone, and I don't have service. It's driven me crazy. I actually used a payphone. I found a payphone, and I use it. I literally, didn't even know how much it cost. I was, looking at it, wow, it's 50 cents, 25. What is it?
Really?
I had no idea. It's 50 cents to make a fucking phone call with a payphone.
Did you do things like on War Games where he shorted out the phone and used it? Where you screw the cap off? Did you do that?
No, I was I didn't know how to do it because I don't use money anymore, so I didn't have any money on me.
We don't use any money. We all use cards.
I don't have any money, so I had find change in my car. It was so retarded. It's I didn't even know what to do. If I was trapped in some place without the normal shit that I have, I'd be dead because I didn't even know how to use a fucking payphone. I was I have my PayPal card. Where do I swipe it?
The bishop is saying
I didn't have no idea.
The bishop is saying payphones are havens for STDs. Is that sexually transmitted diseases by chance? Is that
sexually transmitted disease serpents?
Yeah, even Crispy is saying what is STDs or STDs? Are you trying to say sexually transmitted diseases or is that? Okay, there you go. I guess you can't use payphones because you're gonna get a seually transmitted disease now. So
how did you get the AIDS? I made a phone call.
No more phone calls for 2008. You're going to be using your cell phone. So, Dr. Seuss, the ball is back in your court, and yes, I said ball again. Put your shoe on your head.
Shoe on head. So the remember a few shows ago we talked about that ridiculous that I don't even know what you'd call it, but you're trapped outside. And it's cold, and you have
this is my story. Thing. Don't even say you're doing another tent thing. The tent that hangs.
This is the $50,000 tent tree.
That's mine. The tent, the Swiss Family Robinson tree tent.
Yeah, the Swiss Family Robinson.
I had that story, you bastard.
So apparently, it's this huge $50,000 tent tree that it's a 13-foot tall tent that resembles an underinflated balloon, but features a round hardwood floor that is 9 feet in diameter and round, and a bed that's comfortably fits 2 adults.
That is amazing. That was what was our teardrop thing that you hung from the tree? It was a punching bag, remember?
It looked like a punching bag, but this thing is the same basic thing, but bigger. The other one was a personal thing. Remember we were talking about doing the show in there? It's you're trapped out. You're trapped out in the woods. You have no place to live, and you would pull this thing out of your backpack and sling it over a tree and hoist yourself up and live in this thing for the night. This is a family version of this thing. It's huge.
From Clown Boy, the world's largest nylon scrotum.
Nylon scrotum.
Show title. The nylon scrotum. Doesn't this thing have hardwood floors in it or something? Did I read?
It's got a 9-foot. It has a 9-foot hardwood floor. My question is, how do you get the fucking thing up in the tree? And if you look at the picture, the tree doesn't look that big, but it's got to be like a redwood. The thing's 13 feet tall and has a 9-foot diameter. That's got to be a big-ass pine tree. They've got it in there.
I have another question, Dr. Seuss. Could you use your Scuba in the world's largest nylon scrotum on the hardwood floors? Would that work?
My Scuba would totally rock that hardwood floor. You have no idea.
I can't wait till you do more fun stuff with the Scuba, like have it fight stuff and hardwire it and make it do funny stuff like backflips. Because everybody's hardwiring those things. They just make them do crazy shit.
You can't. So far, there's no real hacks for the Scuba, but I was just thinking of like pouring miscellaneous shit on the floor and see if it cleans it up.
Just pee right on the floor. That's what I do here.
Madness.
All right, we got a couple show titles. Don't worry, we got 3. We just need one more show title for 4, and then we'll be all set. All right. Here's a quick one here. This is kind of a product of the week, but it's not really a product, but I'll post it anyway. This is the Thor helmet is plastic, but it shoots fire. And everybody in the chat room knows who Thor is, the legendary god.
It's the god of thunder!
God of thunder. Hear me. I'm going to read it here. What you see here is a replica Thor helmet, $550. It's made of plastic, but has copper flame tubes raised above the helmet, so there's no heat transfer from the tubes to the helmet.
Again, here's that site that you link to, and all I can look at is the boobs on the right-hand side.
It's not working at all again?
No, there's a bunch of boobs on the right-hand side. I can't even see the picture that you're trying to look into because I'm looking at boobs. And,
but
I'm
the
getting,
picture's there, right?
I'm gaining life by doing that.
Okay,
apparently.
good. You got 5 years right there. You hook this Thor helmet up to a propane tank tucked away in your pants, and you're good to go. You have to put the fucking tank in your pants. Use the adjustable valve to set the flame height and burst action. You can really tell this is a quality helmet if quality is a function of the helmet to burn your house down. So there you go. You can have a Thor helmet that burns pure propane. Would you want this for your garage to keep you warm?
No. Because I remember like being a kid, and I remember this very vividly. We had where I used to live. We had a 4th of July celebrations, huge 4th of July celebration, and I remember, and I must have been like I think in like 3rd or 4th grade. I remember a kid taking a plastic airplane and he stuck a bunch of candles in it and he was like pretending it was like burning up, and he melted the plastic and it like melted and it got attached to his attached to his hand and shit, and like the paramedics and stuff were there. I could just see this guy like the fucking helmet just melting off of his head, just welding itself to the guy's skull.
I gotta ask Brian in the chat room. He has a Thor helmet here somewhere in this attic. I know he does because he's got all the stuff up here that we store for him. Brian in the chat room, is your Thor helmet still here? Because I can hook it up to propane and make this very easily. I will wear it on the show. I'm serious. He has a Thor helmet. It looks just like that thing. It's up here in this attic. I'm going to find it and see if I can find it.
Is it a Viking helmet? It's not a Thor helmet.
Oh, that's what it is. It's a Viking helmet. It's the same
Viking
thing.
Helmet.
Vikings, Thor.
I've seen his Viking helmet.
It's the same thing. Who cares? We'll hook some propane up to it for the show, for the next show. Show number 30, we'll work on it. So there you go. Dr. Seuss, the ball. I said it again.
I have the product of the week.
Go ahead. Oh, you want to hear some music? Hold on. Got to play the theme. Product of the week is brought to you by Heineken, the queen of beers.
Beer for queens.
Beer for queens. There you go.
So this here, not only is it a product of the week, but it's got to be on the top 5 worst Photoshop jobs of all time. If you look at the link, it's called a Quick Pod for digital SLR cameras, and basically it's a pole that you screw your camera onto, and you hold it out to take pictures of you and your like girlfriend or something.
Oh, are you kidding me? So you don't have to hold your arm out?
You can take self portraits by just kind of like you click on the timer mode, and you have this on this pole, and you just stick it out in front of you, and it takes a picture of you and your friend. But the worst thing about it is the picture that they showed it. It's like the worst Photoshop job ever. This guy's like totally like not in this picture at all.
That's one more thing that's going to get your ass kicked. Remember the first story I did with the little scooter and the briefcase?
Hold on. Let me bring out my Quick Pod. Hold on, so we can take a picture together.
Bohemian wants to know you stick the camera on your pole. Is that right? You stick it on your pole? Does that work for you? All right, we got voicemail.
Exactly.
I really have 3 voicemails. I have no. Now let me reiterate. I have no idea what these voicemails are.
Reiterate.
Let me reiterate. I don't know.
Reiterate.
I don't know what they are, so we don't know what they're going to be. So let me get these back up here and see if I can play them. Here's one. See if it's working here.
Yeah, Tuesday Night Tech. Your show is such the great shit I thought it would be.
Nope.
I'm so glad that you have it on there.
It's not working.
I just thought I'd call and leave you a message telling you just how fucking awesome you guys are. I'm a 98-year-old man, and I still use a computer with a fucking giant, I don't know what you call it, thingy, and I push the keys. And thank you so much for helping. You guys are a bunch of retards. Goodbye.
Did Dr. Seuss, you probably couldn't hear that. Could the chat room hear that voicemail? Oh, yeah, they did hear it because they're commenting on it already. Oh. So, Dr. Seuss, you're going to have to listen back on the podcast to hear him. But here's one more we got. I'm not sure what it is. It's like potluck voicemail. Here we go. Okay, that was nothing. That was nothing. Voicemail played. Ellie's on here too, but apparently I missed her call. She didn't do a voicemail. She tried to call the show. So there's the one voicemail. Dr. Seuss's grandfather, apparently. That's what it sounded like. That's what the chat room says. So, Dr. Seuss, you can hear back. That was the big voicemail segment. Move on. Is it your story or mine?
Yours.
Mine?
I had the pocket stupid thing.
All right. Let me cut and paste this here real quick. Dr. Seuss, as you know and I know, we went to art school, sort of. We went to the
yeah. We were
went to
there.
college. I didn't really go. I just showed up just to look nice, but I never really did any work. But we both went to art school. Dr. Seuss, do you remember doing critiques? Remember that? We used to have to sit in a room for hours while the
I think that's the reason why you didn't come back to school.
Pretty much, because I hated the teachers. But we'd have to sit in a room for hours, and everybody would post their work up on the wall, and you'd have to sit there for hours on a hard wooden chair with this critique going on, and this would go on and on and on. So my new product here is called Crit Buns, and it's basically like a little plastic or rubber thing that you sit down. Are you looking at this, Dr. Seuss?
I don't even know what I'm looking at.
You put this down on your chair, and you actually sit on it for your critiques, and you don't have to worry about your butt hurting after a while. So here, I'll read it to you. Apparently, the idea for a portable seat cushion named Crit Buns came from the observing art students critiquing the work of their peers. Generally, that involves sitting on hard benches, crappy chairs, or the floor for extended periods of time. That's what the crit in Crit Buns is for, critique. The design itself was inspired by the charcoal butt prints that often rubbed onto the bottom of the students' pants while seated. So there you go. For $20, if you're an art student in the chat room, you can put this down, and it looks like a butt. I can still
remember, we were in, drawing one together?
Yes, we were.
And if you haven't noticed, Mr. Delft is a fantastic artist, much better than I am. And you never made it to drawing two. Drawing two is when we had we got
I never made it through drawing one. I didn't make it to drawing two. I never made it through drawing one.
The funny story about that, though, we had drawing one. We were all drawing a still life, and we had to put our still lifes up on the wall. And it was like we're on like the third still life, and Mark's still life from the first one was still up there. It never completed. He just never came back again.
I just can't deal with authority, okay? I don't like authority.
I'm there on Saturday nights. I mean, it was freezing cold in this place, but I'm like, it's a claw. Like, I have a claw drawing with a claw pen because it's so cold, and he just never showed up again.
You know what? It's the teachers that show up. These teachers, they show up to the class, and they're like, okay, everybody, I want you to draw this still life in the front of the room, and then they leave, and they never come back. They just leave for days. And you're sitting there drawing. There's no fucking teacher. Where is he? Where did he go? What's the point?
And they come in and you're like, that sucks. This is okay. That sucks.
Then he's gone for 2 more days.
And then he left. Redo it. And he'd leave. And he would change the still life a little bit and leave. So you had to start all over because it didn't look the same. Stupid. But I remember we did drawing too. We had, you had to draw naked people. So you're like, you had like naked people. And,
I didn't get to the drawing too. I don't know anything about that.
So I being an art major, you do drawing too, and there's naked people, and you're like, the first time you're there, you're like, oh my god, there's a naked woman. It's like, and one woman, she looked like a librarian. She's very attractive, and you drew her and everything. And I just remember like the funniest thing, we had this guy comes in, he's kind of muscular, and he's trying to do all these weird poses, and he's like really struggling, kind of holding up on 2 hands and trying to like levitate in the air and everything, and he fucking farts, trying to hold himself up. He's trying to. And we're all like, the whole class is like, goo, goo. And we also, and like the fucking teacher just didn't even know what to do. She's just like, could you just sit on a chair? And the guy kind of just sat on the chair. And like, it's one thing to get like harangued, but be harangued when you're just like naked in a bunch of front of people. It's just got to be the worst thing ever. It's just the worst thing. I wanted to crawl underneath my chair and just die. It was just the worst thing.
Awful. It's your story. I did the butt crit buns or whatever they're called. Hot cross crit buns.
This is really, really important, and I want to.
Yeah, I bet.
I want to put this out here for all you people who have who are either that you want to be Big Brother or you really lose a lot of shit. There's a thing called Pocket Finder.
Talk slowly because I got to go to the bathroom. We got about 6 minutes to go. I'll be right back. I can't wait. I only went once. I'll be right back. Talk slowly.
So this is an Oreo size. Basically, what it is it's a little miniature GPS unit. It's about the shape and size of an Oreo cookie. And what this does is you kind of stick it in this stuff that you want to kind of keep track of. So you could stick it like in your kid's pocket, or you could like staple it to your dog, or put it in your car. And essentially, it'll actually just keep track of everything that's going on there, and it sends your location over cell phone networks. And the thing that makes this unique is the fact that it actually has a web-based interface, so you can actually go find the stuff, and it's integrated with I think Google Maps, or actually no, it's actually integrated with Microsoft Visual Earth. But it allows you to know the traveling speed, the current and total trip distance. So you could literally like put this little Oreo-shaped thing on stuff, and it'll track how far it goes. You could figure like like your ex-girlfriend and stuff like that. You kind of like stick it in her pocket or make it into a locket.
Is this the GPS
keep track
thing?
Of them.
The tracker thing?
Mm-hmm.
The little pocket trackers? That's a great idea.
They're like Oreo-sized things. Now, the weird thing about this is it uses cell phone networks to calculate the GPS area. But apparently Google, I don't know if they announced this or people are just saying this, but Google is trying to team up with some other company to develop these RFID tags where you actually would tag them on the shit. And then you can go on Google Maps and find like, this is where my house is. This is where my shoe is. This is where my friend is. This is where my wife is. And it'll track them on Google Maps. So it's
cool.
all very creepy in a very creepy, strange,
Can I put it on
way.
my beer, like when I lose my beer, or is that a different
Exactly.
product?
Why can't we just use that for that?
Excellent.
But I want one of this. I want to make like a lock out of this and just keep it to my kid. Just in case he just
put it around their neck.
I would totally keep this on my kid to try to figure out where the hell he is.
I thought Steve Wozniak was doing this. Remember his little company that he was coming up with? Wheels of Zeus or something?
Walls of Zeus or something like that?
Walls of Zeus. Wacky Zeus, whatever it was. I thought he was doing this whole concept. Did he lose interest? Is that company not even out there anymore?
I have no idea.
I don't know. Junkyard Dog in the house. Finally, he showed up. Let me put this another product of the week here, which isn't really a product of the week, but it's a fully functioning Lego air conditioner. Did you see this? This thing is a real air conditioner, but it's built out of Legos.
Oh my God.
It's a real thing. It's a spinning fan, compressor, and valves. They all actually work. But it looks like a real air conditioner.
The shit they make out of Legos, man.
What's that?
The shit they make out of Legos.
This is a real thing. Look at the picture. It's got stickers and everything. It looks like a real outdoor air conditioner.
It does.
It's got a fan and everything.
It's got a fan and everything.
Yeah, it's a real thing. Maybe they could build a heater.
It doesn't work, right?
It works fine. It works perfectly. Maybe they could build a heater for you.
It does not. It doesn't work. It doesn't do anything.
Look at the story. A fully functioning Lego air conditioner. Fully functioning. They could make you a heater for your garage. So what's the temperature in there now? 42?
I have no idea, but I can't feel my feet.
42, 43?
45 degrees.
Yeah.
Woohoo!
You went up 4 degrees. That's good. That's good. I'm sure Brian in the chat room will tell us what the temperature in Hawaii is. It's probably like, what, 82, 83? Ridiculous. So that was my...
Ridiculous.
It's one of my last stories. We only got about 2 minutes to go. You got anything else over there?
Anything good? Let's see. Yeah. This is the product of the year.
Good.
Product of the year.
I'm going to refill and I can hear you, but just keep talking.
This, one of the biggest problems that you have when you're serving wine. Any wine drinkers out there? Anybody out there that drinks wine? One of the biggest problems of serving wine is that you have to pour one glass at a time. So this thing is the double wine pourer. So with this little cap you stick on the wine bottle. You pour it, and it fills 2 glasses of wine at the same time.
Did you see the comment? The guy was like, that will save like 6 seconds. That's all it'll
That's
save.
6 seconds that's 6 more seconds that I can watch pictures of boobs,
So
and I
you'll
will live longer.
How many
Exactly.
boobs has what's his name in the chat room there? I'm blanking. Oh my god, Junkyard Dog. How many boobs has he watched? He's probably gonna live to be like 180.
Well, that's why his one eye is off weird, because looking at boobs for so long.
He'll be like Yoda. I swear to God.
Yoda. Actually, Junkyard Dog's 300 years old. From looking at boobs for so long.
He missed that whole story. He probably has no idea what we're talking
We'll have
about.
to tell him. We'll have to tell you about that, Joe.
All right, we're going to do the post show. Podcast listeners, please join us every week Tuesday night at 9 p.m. Eastern time for this wonderful piece of crap show.
Wait. Oh, wait. I'll save this other story for.
Want to move it on to next week?
I have a couple Christmas stories.
You can do it now. We'll do a Christmas show next week. Christmas is on a Tuesday, so we're gonna have to obviously skip that week. So if you want to do,
Yeah, but next week we got a show, right?
you want to do a Christmas show next week? Number 28?
Christmas show next week. We're gonna do. I think we should do like half the show where we do a Christmas based show, and then we'll do like half the show being Christmas music trivia.
Okay, we'll do the post show. We'll do Christmas music trivia. I don't have that much
Yeah.
Christmas music though. I really don't.
I have every Christmas song ever.
But you can't play it because it's not on your crappy iPhone. That's the problem.
But I see you every day. I can.
Oh, you can give it to me and I can put it here. That's a good idea.
Exactly.
All right,
or
here we
you could
go.
just take my fucking computer and fix it so that I can play songs through.
Yes,
Skype.
I could do that too. I'm going to play the closing theme here.
Thanks to everybody for hanging out tonight. I had a blast. I thought this was a lot of fun.
Our friend Mason.
Talk, hear the talk, a step and we can know. Tick tock, hear the talk. Time for us to go. So long, bye bye.
It's time for us to do. Get out the dough.
Here's the theme. Can't hear anything tonight for some reason.
This was the Tuesday Night Tech Show with your hosts, Bill, Dr. Susie, Mark, Hamburglar Delfs. I can't think of anything better than Hamburglar.
Don't forget the
At this
links. Don't forget the links.
You could go to video.tuesdaynightTech.com if you are a podcast listener and join the show in the chat room. You can go to shownotes.tuesdaynightTech.com to see what we're talking about. Or you can just go to tuesdaynightTech.com. That's with 2 T's because, well, we really don't know why. So you go to the site and see all the goofy pictures and blog posts that we put on there. This
Thank
is
you,
show
guys. 27
in the can.
December
And you all
4th.
like it in the can, don't you?
We all like it in the can. Thank you, everybody in the chat room. You guys are great. We loved having everybody. You guys are amazing. You make the show what it is. We will see everybody next week.
Hope you'll have a shiny day. Bye now. Hope you'll have a shiny